Hey, good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk. And tonight we will be having a conversation with these beautiful people who are all part of One Family, One Fight. We have Kim, who is a personal friend, and she will explain to us what One Family, One Fight is all about. You guys on the channel that have been part of the channel for a while have seen Kim before, but she's here again. She's nervous, which I don't understand why. She has no reason to be nervous.
She's
But
good and loved. Good
yeah,
and loved.
yeah. See, see, and that was not set up, you guys. That was all organic there. So Kim, One Family, One Fight.
Yes. Well, I'm going to explain everything. Yeah, see? Great. Put it back up. Put it back up. Put it back up. See that right there?
Look at
Survive.
Marty. Marty. Yay.
So I started One Family, One Fight in 2020 after losing my middle son, Samad Frazier, to gun violence. I moved here in Somerset in 2014 after my oldest son graduated from Hillside High. So Samad spent the latter years of his life here in Somerset, and he graduated in 2018 from Franklin High School. And on December 31st, in 2019, he was murdered by five people allegedly, who knew and went to school with him. So to keep his legacy alive and to give back to the same community that Samal grew up in, we started One Family, One Fight. And the reason why we use the hand and it's one family is because him and his best friends, they call themselves the family. So if you ever see us doing this, that's why.
Okay. So who are these beautiful faces here?
So I have on today my team, a part of my team, because we're a little bit bigger than this. I
Yeah.
have Olivia Maxwell and Luis Reyes. Olivia is really Samad's bonus mom, his second mom, and she's been involved with him ever since I want to say what 2015.
Yes.
Her son and her son Quincy and Samad were best friends, and they are both in the family, the friends group, the family. And Luis Reyes is her fiance, so of course he's going to tell his story, and he's involved because he's going to get married to my sister. So that's them. They are program coordinators for our college workshop series. And then we have Amaya Howard. That is my daughter, my very first daughter-in-law, and she's involved because of her love for Samad as well. We all have the same mission. So
And who's this young lady?
Shannon.
that's
Hey
Shannon.
guys.
That is
Hey.
hello, 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 hello. So Shannon is again Samad's second mom, bonus mom as well. Her son, Tyree and Samad were best friends, and she is like a sister to me, just like Olivia.
Okay. So let's see. Who do I want to talk to first out of this bunch? Let's talk to our program coordinators. Explain to us, Olivia, your passion with One Family, One Fight.
So, One Family, One Fight is not something I necessarily wanted to be a part of, but my soul made me be a part of it. I couldn't turn my back from it. Samad was somebody that has been in my home. I broke bread with, was raised with my son, and I couldn't turn a blind eye to it because it happened so close to home, and I can't let his name be forgotten.
Amaya? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, you're around Samad's age, right? You and him. So this is more like your brother, your friend, like.
So me and Samad like we went to school together, but also had a relationship together. in high school, so I feel like it also hit home for me because technically, like, I don't want to say we grew up together in a sense, which actually was the reason why I got close to Miss Kim, and then this tragedy actually brought us a lot closer. And she's like my second mom, so shout out to her. And
Shannon?
Yes. Well, again, my son and Samad were best friends, and gun violence is something you hear about all the time, but until it happens, oh, can you hear
You
me?
good?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you good. Good.
Until it like happens so close to you, it's like to actually experience it is a different feeling. So when it happened, it hit so hard. It was like, whatever I can do to help, like, this is a problem. This is an issue. Because that wasn't the first time it happened in our community with a teenage or a young adult, male or female. So it's one of those things, like when I met Kim and she said this is something she wanted to do, I was like, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it, because this has to be, something has to be done to fix this.
So what has to be done, Shannon?
Just spreading the word about gun violence, talking to these children and see what it is that's making them feel like you have to go that route when something's going on. It's just, I don't know, it's mind-boggling. We have to speak and see where people are coming from, and like I said, why? What makes these kids feel like that's their first go-to to react to something?
Lewis. Now that's a good. Shannon basically gave me a good segue to talk to you, because me and you both have gray in our beard, and we're probably of the age where we understood conflict resolution.
Absolutely.
Right?
If you had to talk to a young man right now, what would you say?
Well, that's kind of what I dedicated my life to. I come from an educational background, and all I did was talk to young people and young men. That's one of the things that drew me to the organization, is being able to speak to the young folk and let them know there's other ways to deal with things. There's other avenues to be able to, I'm always an advocate for you're not who your surroundings are. Just because you're from that doesn't mean you have to be that. And there's so many other opportunities. So the main message that I would like to portray to young men is that there are other ways. There are better ways to deal with things. There are better ways to handle situations than to always result to, dealing with anger and resorting to violence.
We have tools.
There are so many tools, absolutely, and this organization is definitely one of the biggest tools that I've actually ever been a part of, and that's why it's so easy to pour my heart into it, because it directly deals with that, and it deals with the source, and the source is family. You get your hooks into the family and teach them better ways, and it trickles out into the community, and hopefully the message is heard and spread. And One Family, One Fight has they have the foundation. We have the team, we have the message, and our goal is to make sure that it's spread.
And we have the energy.
Absolutely have the energy.
I asked that because my younger self would have never used no tools at all.
Yeah.
Trained to go, let's
Right.
do it, whatever.
Right.
Not thinking about the consequences, not thinking about anything whatsoever. So to be here at 50 and looking back at it now and looking at the youngers, and I have a 28-year-old son, and I have two 28-year-old sons.
Wow.
And a son that's 30.
Wow.
Okay.
And
God bless.
thank you. To be able to have a relationship with the younger people nowadays that I do have, it's incredible.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a good thing, and you get to listen. You get to listen and understand how they think because they
And,
think a little different
That,
than we do.
and you learn in the process.
that,
Yeah.
You learn in the process.
yeah.
So Kim and Kim, I always say this whenever we hear things about people that goes on in other people's lives as well as ourselves. Nobody knows the face of grief.
Mm.
I know you
That's a
have your
fact.
days, your ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's is not the same for you. It
Mm-mm.
changed. How do you feel about like one family, one fight? Like the direction it's going? Is it overwhelming? Did you know it was going to be this big, or do you think that it's going to get bigger? What's your thoughts? Because you came on here talking about Q. I'm nervous.
I am. You couldn't let Lewis speak for me. You see how he went? He just flowed on through, and I'm like, yes, yes, that. but but anyway, like no, I never thought that it would be like this. Like, remember our first podcast? We talked about what happened, and then we couldn't even really talk because we were so close. And then I had, in the beginning, it was just about more of like the just having an event, bringing the kids together. So in the beginning, because Samad was killed by 5 people that knew and went to school with him, it affected my community like crazy. I was going house to house to speak to kids. Parents were reaching out to me because they couldn't understand Samad. And then I knew the killers. I know them. I played basketball with them. I ate with them. I slept at their house. It was very difficult. So in the beginning, it was just about me uniting the kids, really, because it wasn't even about the whole community. It was about me just speaking to the youth. Then it got into, all right, I'm gonna have these events and I'm gonna just give back. And then it turned into all of this. So we're doing these workshops and we're doing monthly workshops right now. I just feel like 2024 is going to be so different. I took a step back because, like you said, grief is every single day for me. He wasn't the only person I lost. It was the beginning. So it just kept going from 2019 to a lot of people in my family. This was the hardest one because it's my son, number one. And number two, because he was murdered. That made it even more difficult. So I wanted to take a step back in 2022. And I was like, I'm just going to just take a step back and think about which way I want this to go, how I want this to be. And I just made connections. I was like, I'm just going to connect. I'm just going to be in the community because, believe it or not, people didn't know that I existed. Or I didn't really think that people knew that I existed that much. But I'm finding that I'm making such a big impact. I don't even know how big I am, honestly,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like we're just moving forward, and I really feel real positive about where we're going, especially with the workshops. I'm hooking up with different people and organizations so I can bring different things here because, like Ray has said, like it's about pouring into the family. At first, I was pouring into the youth, and I thought that could change, but no, because you still go home with your family and those generational curses. So we have to fix the family, and we pour into the family. All right, then, like Ray has said, it's going to trickle down, and then we're going to just change lives in a different way. So
Mm. This is interesting, Shannon. I know that you had a little one in the background there. Your mic is muted, Shannon, but you're good. You're good. I mean, to understand a passion and grief, Kim, like I saw it with my aunt. She was okay, as far as to me as an aunt, but she was never the same. It kind of changed her, and then realizing, and this stage I'm about to explain is interesting. Realizing that the guy that committed the murder is potentially about to come home is crazy to me.
mm-hmm.
In my situation.
Uh,
So I can only imagine, like, I know your stuff is still in court and stuff and whatever, but just the community thing, like some people may think that you're angry, some people may be think like nobody really knows who out of your staff, Kim, if they're here, that you can be like, yo, I have a different feeling every time I think about it. Olivia. Go ahead,
I think
Kim.
all of them. I think all of them.
Because right now, what you're saying, we're going through.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up and down. It's gonna always be, because the grief never goes anywhere.
Nope.
Like I just
And we
took a
don't ever
different
get
way.
Samad back.
No,
We don't ever get him back.
Mm-mm.
We can only give the message and give energy and make sure that this was not in vain. That's what keeps me going.
So let me ask you. I know. Let me ask all you guys this one question. When you're alone and you're brainstorming, like, yo, I want to try to do something else. I want to try to, because we're taskmasters by nature. You want to be the one to stop it. Like, I want to come up with something
To fix
that can
it.
stop the violence all over. Like, I'm tired of turning on the news and seeing this crap. I'm tired of going on social media and seeing it.
Mhm.
Give us some ideas of what you think, as far as the root cause of why it happens, not just the conflict resolution, or what you would do to change it. Because in Kim's situation, and I've interviewed Kim and had her on the podcast, and I've heard her on other podcasts. We tend to think, okay, if we move them out the hood, they'll be okay.
Kim did that. Kim did that.
So then, and Kim, I'm gonna talk like you're not here. So then because I know she went through it, blaming herself for this.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Blaming herself. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you guys. Anybody can go. What would you think it is? Like, why does it continue happening? We've seen it when we were kids, and it's like, is this the cycle of life? Like, people are just gonna die like this, and give us some suggestions, you guys.
So I can, if I can just chime in. I grew up in New Brunswick, and being in between, the projects back in the day, Right Place, and all these other areas that as a little kid, I heard stories. But as I grew up, I started to see these things happening. And, me being right in the middle of it, it was a choice that I made when I was really young not to be a part of it, because I didn't want that lifestyle. I didn't want to be a part of it. And I think it all comes down to choices.
Louis, y'all used to run, if you was in them projects, y'all used to run guys out there that came to see them girls, man.
So I had friends down there. I wasn't the chasing girls type. So
no, I know about them projects. And if you went down and see one of them girls, they ran you up out of there.
Oh yeah, it was definitely that type. That's for sure. Yeah. I was in the mix when DBO was running the projects, and that was a long time ago.
We repping things.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, but I knew
they ran Jaheim out of there too. Remember?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. But yeah, it was a lot going on, and unfortunately, I've seen a lot of friends fall in the midst of everything that was going on, and once again, seeing this as the years went by, I didn't want any part of it. I've lost a lot of friends in the mix, and I just know that when I decided to go into the education field and talk to these kids, I knew that there was other opportunities. And I'm gonna bring it right back to what I said before. There's so many different avenues. There's so many other opportunities that sometimes these kids just don't know that they have.
That
they sometimes all they know is the streets,
and they don't know their value. They don't know that they can say something and not be judged.
Absolutely.
That you can talk and you're still loved and you're still you.
Right.
Because nowadays with the social media and everything, and
the influence, yeah,
it is. It's the influence and songs that come out.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear these old people up here talking.
Yeah, we just over here rambling. We're about to spill our little tea.
Yeah.
Look, we still on Facebook. That's for old people.
We need to hear the younger generation.
Absolutely. We could talk about us all we want, but we need to hear from, from what's going on now.
How do you see it, Amaya?
I feel like like you guys were saying, I feel like it's a lot of influence in our generation, especially, and it's like,
Absolutely.
it kind of, I don't want to say it starts in the home, but I feel like it starts in the home, and what you see is how you perspect things, and that's, I feel like you go from there. And it's like, if you are like, how do I explain it? If you don't feel like you don't know no better, you're gonna think what you're doing is okay. But in the back of your head, you're grown, you know it's not okay. And I feel
Right.
like that I basically grew up with the same people from elementary until now. I just feel like it's something wrong with our generation mentality. And I feel like they get easily peer pressured on
It
top
Yeah.
ain't
of
y'all
that.
generation. It ain't y'all
No, you
generation.
don't think so?
I feel like we see it
I
more
feel like there's a disconnect.
I think it's. I'll wait till I'll tell you guys what I think. Come on, Shannon. Don't be shy.
Wait, Maya wasn't finished. I was.
Uh,
Yeah, Maya.
Oh, she's done. She's done. Okay.
no, because
Thanks,
the
Ma.
reason why I asked you, Maya, because a lot of times as elders, we see things before you guys see things because we done experience, did it. We done did it
Absolutely.
all. We done tried all the bull crap. We
Oh,
done
Yep.
I
did all
heard
the
this my whole
lies,
life.
the
Yep.
manipulating
Yep.
behavior.
Been there, done that,
Get
right?
over. So for us as elders now, we don't know how to tell you what to do without telling you what to do.
Yes.
That.
You know what I mean?
That.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're either harsh in our approach or
Mm-hmm.
we're either so hands off that we'll see it and be like,
I already
well, as
coming.
long as you're not doing this, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or tell me what you're doing instead of
Mhm.
don't let me find out in the street. You know that you know how
Mhm.
mothers do. Don't let me find out in
Oh
the
my
street.
God.
That.
Don't tell me no lies.
Yep.
So
You sound like my mama.
my,
As long as I know
It's
first.
a thing. It's a thing.
I asked you, Maya, like how, because these are your peers.
Hmm.
This, I mean, as they say, all the plays. You know stuff that Miss Kim might not even know.
The crazy part is, I don't feel like I know, because for one, the way I was raised, I wasn't raised to be in everybody's stuff. So I feel like I don't always keep an ear out. So I feel like that could also play a factor into, like, you have to, like I said, it depends on like your household, how you were raised. Because it's the
True.
thing. My mom is the same way. So she's like, she'll tell me some stuff. I might not like what she's saying. Her approach might be off, but I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna see what she's talking about. So I feel like my ear to, like, with my other peers, I don't really put myself in it as much.
You're also busy and focused on your
Yeah,
education.
I have a lot going on, so I can't be like, oh, what's going on in the streets? What's this? What's the new word? How everybody else who don't have nothing to offer to other people, I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
And but one thing that you're on the socials, and the socials definitely that Instagram when at your age, that Instagram as far as older people, that Instagram be popping. So
Yeah,
So
do.
so Shannon,
Yes.
I'm gonna call you the overseer.
Okay.
Overseer. Overseer.
Like being um one of Kim's friends, like and Samad and your son being close. How did it affect you, like with your son, you and his relationship?
um, well, me and my son always been very close. And I feel like even with his friends and just some of the kids in the neighborhood, I feel like I was close with a lot of them. So I would hear stuff and they'd be comfortable talking about certain things around me. So I would
Yep.
hear little stuff going on here and there, and I would always try and ask questions and see what's going on with this one and going on with that one. But between me and my son, we were always close. I always stayed on him. I will always be on him about when you're going out, paying attention to what's going on, pay attention to people around you. When you know when it's time to go.
Mhm.
When you go, make sure that one, and that one are with you. Anytime they would be out and something was, happening, my son would call me soon as, "Ma, come get me." And when I pull up, all y'all getting in the car.
Yeah.
But we were always close. I feel like maybe it brought us a little closer. It made me even more fearful for him to go out. Because now that's always a worry, I feel like, anyway. But now that made it more of a worry for all the kids.
Yep.
All of his friends. It's a constant. Even to this day, it's a constant. And I know he's leaving to go to work or, go to school. But when they get together and I know they're going out, I need a location. I need a who's going, how y'all getting there. And he's 24 years old. But I need to know that you're okay, or give me a little bit of comfort. And Kim, he shares his location with me. They let me know where they're going, and but it's a constant worry.
Okay, Kim, do you think in a weird way that this brought the community closer together?
I do. Yeah, I really do. Like, I really have said before that this happened for a reason. It doesn't mean that I don't miss my son or I didn't want anything to happen to him. But when I look at everything that's happening to everybody around us, it's like, okay, his death wasn't in vain. It just had some things that came out of it that were positive. So, okay, we got one family, one fight. His best friend, Tarad, aka Fives Up Roddy, out of his pain, he started making music, right? So now he's rapping about his pain. It's our real life, so when he's making the music, he's blowing up now. Now he's going here, he's doing shows. He opened up for G Herbo, Polo G, and doing things like that. But he probably would have never done that if Samad didn't pass away, because his whole motivation is because of Samad's passing. So then we have my oldest son. He has his clothing line that's blowing up. Again, that's the passion out of it. I'm going to do this for Samad, and everything else everybody else is doing because he passed away. If you're playing basketball, or if you are just giving back to people, or loving on people, or smiling all the time, or being an inspiration like Samad was, everybody's doing something in honor of him. So yeah, I think it did bring everybody together. And his death wasn't in vain. Everything happened for a reason. And I trust God, and I trust the process. And that's difficult, to say and do in this situation, but I know that he doesn't make any mistakes. But doesn't mean that I don't miss my son,
And we carry his name on purpose.
Intentionally,
we live in Samad's name.
So tell us about this website. Beautiful web design, by the way, too.
Oh, thank you.
Who did that?
Well, I'm gonna have to tell on the person that did it. So my mentor, Coach Taylor, she does web design, so she did that. But
really good work.
Wait a minute. She said, here's your website. You put the information in. No, she didn't. She just set it all up. Now all the words had to come from me. So that they so yeah, I did it too. But my website is all about talks all about what we are doing, all of the workshops that we're having every month, the events we're having. We have yes. So my first initiative is the Positive Spaces and Programs Initiative. And underneath that, we have two programs: the Aspire Rise Youth Empowerment Program, the United Roots Family Empowerment and Wellness Program, and then we have the College Roadmap 101. And also, like this, going to explain everything. We're also giving away a scholarship in Samad's honor. So every year we hold a 5K in June. The first weekend of June is Wear Orange Weekend. If you don't know what that is, it's Gun Violence Awareness Weekend, because June is Gun Violence Awareness Month and Samad's birthday month. So the first weekend we hold our 5K. We have a house music festival, but this is our first year we're going to have Stop the Violence Weekend. I wanted to make it the whole weekend because I'm involved with a group called Moms Demand Action, and Moms Demand Action in every town for gun safety. they do a lot of things for gun laws and uh, like support groups, things like that. So anyway, I've connected with them years ago, and they were doing like a ceremony, and I did speeches with them, but I wanted to expand it to a whole weekend. So this year we're having Friday, we're having Community Unity Fest. Everything is down here in Somerset because this is where I live, and this is where I feel like the impact should be made in Samad's honor. So Community Unity Fest, Friday, May 31st. The 5K is Saturday, June 1st at Colonial Park. And we're having a house music festival right after that. And then on Sunday, we're going to celebrate Samad's life and legacy with a King Madi Day skate party. That's our first ever on that too. So, you know, the website just gives you a lot of information about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and my why.
Amaya, what you know about house music?
I don't know nothing.
Hey, last year she was like, her and Shania, who is the other young lady that's on our team, they were like, Mom, this music doesn't have any words. I was like,
it's about the beat.
It's all about the beat.
And I don't care who you is. If you can't dance, you're gonna dance to it. You're gonna two-step or something. You're gonna move
around.
That's it.
You're gonna move around. How do we donate to One Family, One Fight?
you can go right on my website, and at the top you could click the donate button. It's through PayPal. You can also do Cash App and Zelle, but I prefer for people to go onto my website. Those donations again will go towards the Samad Z. Frazier Legacy Scholarship Award, and also help to support our programs that we are given every month. They are free workshops. These are free, completely free. So donations help us put those things on.
So do you, in regard to this beautiful orange sweatshirt you have on and this merch that Amaya has on, One Family, One Fight, is
Mine's
that also,
black.
Oh, Olivia's too.
It
Is that
comes
also,
in different colors.
Oh, brand ambassador. Explain it, Olivia. Where can I get it?
We have quite a bit of merchandise that brings Samad's remembrance. We have T-shirts, we have sweatshirts, we have things for the Gun Violence Month, orange T-shirts. As we grow and we know, we have different merchandise. So always be looking out. Always visit our website, and we will always have ways for you to support.
Is there anything else that anybody else would like to share in regard to something that I may have said or that I didn't say that they want to add in there?
I want to add something if nobody. Oh, go ahead, Reyes. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Oh, you knew? Oh, that was her mom vibes. She knew.
No. I just simply think that I was just going to add that, doing these workshops are absolutely fantastic for the youth. It definitely brings them in, pulls them together, and gets them absolutely ready for just to give them an insight as to what to expect when it comes to the next step in their educational careers. They're starting from, we're giving them tools from their freshman year all the way through their senior year and beyond, just to get them ready. And I think, once again, those are just some of the tools that we give to these communities and these families, because we have parents coming as well, and because they have to be a part of this situation.
Yeah, we need to involve the whole family.
That's right.
So Reyes, because of what you just said, I have another question for you.
Sure.
So as a brother that came from an educational background, you know how our beautiful state, local, state, and federal government is. Anytime they want to take money from the budget, the first thing they do is they take it from education.
Correct.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want you to think I'm putting you on the spot.
No, it's okay.
Higher education for our youth or trades?
So I'm going to say this.
It depends on the student.
I'm going to say to each his own. You know why? Because college ain't for everybody.
It depends on the student.
And trade is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And it absolutely depends on the student, because just just these past workshops, it was a mix of both.
We got all ages, all levels, some parents involved, some parents not involved. There's so many levels of this stuff, trying to get the children to just have a future to catapult to and have success. It's a lot. So it's not always college, but we need to find
something.
Yeah.
And during the workshops, we absolutely encourage the students to do assessments.
We do assessments
to find out exactly what they want to do or try to figure. Because we've had students like just kind of throw their hands up and say, "I don't know what I want to do."
But they got to get in where they fit in, and that's what that's what we tell them, and that's what we try to help them to see. You fit in somewhere.
Absolutely.
And you're part of this puzzle of life. And you're important. You don't got to be the president. You don't have to be a brain surgeon. You're still important, and you're still a part of this. You're in the weave of this life.
And doing these workshops gives them the stepping stones to start trying to figure that out.
Yes.
Great. Kim?
Well, I just wanted to say that it's not easy to turn your grief into something positive, right? So I do Reiki, and Reiki is something that I've been doing since Samad passed because it has helped me to deal with the grief, right? And so it's not easy to sit here and do all of this and say I'm gonna give back and honor my son. And there are times that I really do want to give up, and I'm tired and I'm depressed and I'm upset. I mean, I'll drive back and forth to Boston, so that's empty time that I spend a lot of time thinking about Samad and, you know, how I could have saved him, how I could have done better, or my faults as a mom. But I just want to say that grief is a journey, right? And it's a journey that we all are going to experience because life is an experience, death is an experience, love is an experience. But how you choose to channel that grief makes all the difference on how you continue to live your life after the person is gone. Because God left me here. That doesn't mean I didn't say that day at the candlelight vigil, why me, God? Why me? Like, why did you have to leave me here? Why am I going through this? But I understand now because I had a bigger purpose and in honor of my son. So I just want to say, like, on the grief journey, have grace. You know, just know that this is a part of life. You cannot ever stop death from happening because we're not living to live, we're living to die. So just live your life purposefully as much as you can. Do all you can and be as positive as you can and give back what you can. There's so much negative in the world right now. It's so easy to not have emotional intelligence and take somebody's life or make bad decisions. It's just so much easier if you just live in a more positive way and just be as positive as you can. So even though in the midst of grief, I'm just going to be as positive as I can in the name and honor of Samad. And it's always forever Samad Z. Frazier, forever. Mighty World, forever. So
with that, we're going to close out. You guys stay on and close out. And I thank every last one of you for coming on, and I appreciate you. And, you know, Team Samad goes a long way. It has a big reach, you guys. So take care and have a good night. Just stay on for a second.